Hello ladies, welcome back to our channel. So today is gonna be a girl talk. As you can tell from the title, we're just gonna be chatting all things, girly things, you know? Talking with your girlfriends, all the stuff that, you know, the banter, the makeup questions, the birth control questions, the boys, all that stuff. So I am like currently on a day where I need to shave my face, do my eyebrows, do some skincare. So I'm just gonna be like going about taking some self-care moments while I'm chatting with you guys. I always like to be like doing something while I'm doing a Q&A. So I'm gonna start off by shaving my face. And then we are gonna get into a little skin. I'll do my brows and we'll just kind of see where this takes us. And I'll answer your questions. I put up a little question box over on Instagram, so make sure you guys are following there if you want to get in on these little submissions. I put them up every once in a while and we'll film these videos. I feel like this question comes up like every time we have a girl talk, but we're gonna talk about birth control. So before I get too deep, I wanted to just show you guys this new skincare brand that I've been loving. I am partnering with them on today's video, and it is the REN Clean Skincare line. Oh my god, like legit. I actually don't think, I have like probably about like half of my current skincare routine is clean and half is not. So I was like so excited to start using this brand. I recently was kind of having some reaction to a vitamin C that I stopped using because my skin is so sensitive to vitamin C that this is really great for sensitive skin, and it's all completely clean, and all of the packaging is super sustainable. It's made out of like ocean plastic and all recycled, which is really cool, good for the planet. They've got lots of different pH balanced skincare, so if you're really into clean, it's amazing. Everything smells like a spa. I love it. I'm gonna use this at the end, the Global Protection Day Cream. It's my favorite. It smells like a spa and like lavender. And I'm also obsessed with the Overnight Glow. It's like a dark spot kind of balm. And I used it like a couple of nights this week, and your skin just wakes up literally glowing. And it's like a balm. Like the textures and the smells are like no other skincare line. They're freaking incredible. So that and the dark spot eye cream, really been liking. But they do make a bunch of different stuff. They have an AHA glow tonic toner. This oil cleanser is insane, you guys. It is the coolest cleanser ever to remove makeup. It's like this jelly oil. It is so cool. Oh my god. It honestly feels kind of like lube. But like, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's amazing. And it takes all of your makeup off and doesn't have a scent. But yeah, if you're a sensitive girl, you're looking for clean skincare, definitely check them out. They're just such a clean, sustainable brand, and their skincare is amazing. I have super sensitive skin. It's combination, and my skin has been loving all of their products. Mostly these two moisturizers have been my favorite, and then the jelly cleanser. So we'll get to that application of skincare in a second, but we're gonna start. I'm gonna zoom you in. I'm going to be shaving my face. If you guys like don't do this, it's basically the same thing as dermaplaning, which I'm sure many of you know, and you can get it done when you get facials. They'll do it at pretty much like any med spa, but it is such a good form of exfoliation for your skin, and it also happens to remove all of like the peach fuzz. So it really like makes your makeup go on super smooth. I try to do it every couple of weeks, like every 2 weeks probably. I get lazy with it and I forget, but today I feel like definitely kind of needs it. And also my hair is in a bun because I've been starting to wash my hair like every 3 days. So on my third day before my wash, I'll just do like a slick bun, and it's like perfect. I'll do like first day hair wash, second day dry shampoo, third day slick bun, and I love a slick bun look, so I'm not complaining. Okay, so many of you guys ask about birth control, thoughts on it, types, like everything. Okay, so since I was in high school, I've been through so many different types of birth controls. I took the pill at first, and I tried so many different ones. What I found with that is that the hormone levels were really difficult for me to find like a good balance for me. I feel like I would get, I actually feel like I got like depressed off of one birth control. It just made me crazy. And I just really didn't like the, like having something in my body, taking something that like really affected like my emotions and my, I don't know, my hormones that much. It just like made me feel really not myself. And I was like, you know, I'd rather just not take that and find like an alternate solution. So I was off of it for years. Then when Hunter and I got married, I got an IUD put in because a lot of my sisters have had the IUD and they're like, yeah, they don't like hormones either. And you can either get a hormonal IUD or you can get a copper IUD. So I got the copper one, which means it doesn't have any hormones in it. And I didn't want any hormones because again, it makes me crazy. Wow. It's like, sometimes it's crazy like how much dead skin comes off and you're just like, it's very satisfying, but I have to say it's a little alarming. You can literally like kind of scrape like your tan off, like you can see it's like the dead skin. Anyways, okay, so yeah, the IUD, got the copper IUD in, and everyone has like a really different experience with this. Some people causes them a lot of pain, but to me it definitely was like the easiest, and it is, I think, probably one of the most effective types of birth control. So it's basically like a little, it looks like a little wishbone essentially. And they put it in and you can literally leave it in to 10 years, which is amazing. So what I have found with it though is that it makes my periods literally like almost unbearable. At first, the first few years it was like okay, but I already got really painful periods and then it made it like literally even worse. So I got to the point where I was like, okay, you know what? I just like don't think I can take this anymore. I need to get this thing out. So I got it out, and right now I'm currently just using like a calendar to track like my basically like fertility. So a lot of my girlfriends that went through all the same things, they're like, okay, I've done the pill, I've done IUD, and now I just like don't want anything. They were like, just get an app and track your dates and just be really careful, you know, if you're not trying to get pregnant, just to make sure that you're following like your fertility calendar. Obviously there can be mistakes that can be made with that, but I feel pretty confident, and Hunter and I are obviously like, we're not looking to get pregnant right now, but we are in a position where if we did, we are definitely like headed that direction. So it's not like it wouldn't be, you know, something I wouldn't be equipped for, or would be totally thrown off by. So in the case of a mistake, it's not like do or die, but we're definitely not trying for that to happen, if that makes sense. So I don't know. I think moral of the story is that like birth control is just, I wish we didn't even have to take it, like honestly, but you know, if you don't want a million babies, then you gotta be careful. Advice for getting over a fight with a BFF, kind of awkward right now. Okay, this is tough. I would say I'm gonna use some of the AHA Ready Steady Glow tonic after that. I just on a paper towel because I don't have a swab. I'm just gonna apply it. I think that I would feel weird about having a friend that I actually had to like recover from like arguments or fights with. I just think that would not be like a fun situation to deal with. But since you are in that, I would say like literally you're just gonna have to be the bigger person, and I'm gonna apply some moisturizer. I would say you're just gonna have to be the bigger person, and I feel like there always has to be somebody in a relationship sometimes that is the more like emotionally mature, like the emotional leader between the two, and that's a really hard position to be in. I would say being like a leader is much harder than just being the person that, you know, gets to receive the other end of somebody facilitating like how everyone's gonna manage their emotions. So I think like as that friend being like, hey, like I know we had an argument and I just like really love you so much, like I really want us want to put this behind us, and things should just like go back to normal. I think we learned so much from that, and we can really move forward, and yeah, we can just like, I'm ready to like put it behind us, and just like come from a place of love, letting them know like how much you care about them, and just that you are, you know, being like authentic, and just saying, I'm so happy that we could talk through all of that, and like we got to a better place, and I'm really like excited just to move forward. I miss you. I'd love to like spend time together, and maybe like plan a little date, like let's go get pedicures or breakfast, or like go for a workout. And it's kind of just like ripping the band-aid off. Honestly, it's kind of like getting over a fight with like a spouse or something. Like I always feel kind of like awkward, but you just have to like kind of go in, and you got to be the strong one and be like, give me a hug, like I love you, and you know, let's move on. And yeah, that's like really all you can do, and just kill with kindness, and just show them that you're ready to move forward. Okay, lots of you guys asked about tips for the bikini area: shave, wax, laser hair removal, all of the things. Next, I'm applying the brightening dark circle eye cream. Okay, so personally, I think waxing is like the way to go. I would love to laser hair removal like my entire bikini area. And I've really been thinking more and more about laser hair removal. I want to do it like here. I want to do my armpits. I would love to do my legs. Like I don't want to have to shave literally anything anymore. But I just am worried about, I think I need to do it in the winter, like when I'm not exposed to the sun, because I don't want to get melasma. You like have to really be careful about going in the sun after you do it. So right now I do waxing for all of my Brazilian waxes, and I go to European Wax Center. It is a chain actually, and I just really like the method of wax they do and wax style. It's like a hard wax, so it's not the strips. To me, the strips hurt like a biatch, and I've just never, I've never been able to do it. So European Wax Center, I love the way that they wax, and you can just like go online and read reviews on the different waxers, and that's where I go. But I would love eventually to switch over to laser if I could. I'm just like, oh, just seems like so much work, and waxing is like honestly a lot of work too. Like it's so much upkeep, but it's really nice. You can go like once a month, and eventually it grows back slower. And especially before a vacation, like I got my sister-in-laws hooked on Brazilian waxes like before trips, because you pretty much like don't even have to worry about it the entire pool trip, beach trip, whatever. So that's my favorite method of choice. Okay. Somebody said this, they said madly in love but low sex drive. And I feel like so many of you guys have asked about like sex life and keeping things interesting and spicy and all of that stuff. So I think like every relationship really goes through all of those same things. I think it's like very normal, and just something like, I don't know, it's kind of a hard thing because it's so private. I personally don't really discuss that with that many people, except Hunter, because I just think it's really personal. So without like going into, you know, details on that and everything, I would say a lot of communication needs to take place, and you guys need to talk about it a lot. But the way that I look at it as a more mature adult is that it is a really big part of your emotional relationship, and a really important piece of like how you stay connected, and just like emotionally connected, intact, healthy, caring for each other. And I would say like try to take the physical focus off of it, like, oh, it's just about sex drive, and you know, how can we like make it more spicy, and how can we like make it, you know, the best and everything. Like obviously those things are so great to explore all the time, but I think like kind of viewing it through a emotional lens is a good way to see it. It's kind of like, it's a bond that keeps your relationship strong. So even if you're not always having a super strong sex drive, it's just like an act of love for you guys to be together. And it's a thing that I feel like both parties can participate in to make one another feel loved in different ways. I think you have to talk about like how you feel, like, you know, what makes you feel loved, like what way, all of that stuff, right? But I think what I'm saying is that I think there's a more mature way of looking at it, that it's a way for you guys to be really connected and a way to, I don't know, just like check out for a second and just be together. And it's like a different level of intimacy, and just like looking at it as spending really like nice, close time together, and just try to remove the pressure of like, oh, I don't have like, you know, sex drive today or whatever. It's like, just look at it as like you're getting to spend this like really close, special time with somebody, and like that is so precious, and it can look so many different ways, right? Like that doesn't have to look just one certain way. Does that make sense? I don't know, I'm totally probably rambling, but those are my tips for that. And just try not to put so much pressure on yourself. It's just supposed to be a nice thing that you like enjoy, and if you just love the person, just look at it as like, I love you and I get to spend time with you, and take the pressure off of yourself of like feeling like you have to be this like sex goddess. You know what I mean? Like I feel like the media really makes us feel like a certain way about it, and I think it just is, I don't know, it skews it. So I'm not like really good at this stuff, you guys, but that would be my advice, like that I would give to like a little sister or something, and or a friend, you know? So okay, putting on a little eye mask. Sorry, I just like ripped this because I was digging in with my finger, but I'm gonna put these on. And I saw like Hailey Bieber put these like over a mask, so I feel like it's fine to like put them over your eye cream or your moisturizer, and I'm just gonna let them sit on while we chat. Okay, what is one step in your beauty routine that you absolutely hate? Ugh, okay, well, I hate shaving my legs. That's a big one. But I also like low-key hate getting my hair and nails done. Like I love having my nails done and my hair done, but I just feel like, and I know it is such a big privilege to be able to like get your hair done, get your nails done, and I'm like so thankful for that. But I don't enjoy it for some reason. Like I love the hair salon I go to, and I really like talking to the girls and everything, but I just get like really impatient with that stuff, or like nails. It just like, to me is like so boring. So I don't know, I try to do nails with like a friend whenever I can, because it is kind of tedious. And I probably, I don't know. I mean, there's nothing better than like having your nails and your hair on point. Makes you feel so good. But I would say that for sure, just all of that, hair, nails, even tanning, like all of it, honestly, all of it. Like what am I even saying? The whole thing about being a girl is just like the worst. I actually like doing skincare and like this type of stuff because it's like relaxing, it's kind of fun, and it's not so I don't know, it's like therapeutic, I guess. But the other stuff, oh, it's such a drag, isn't it? Insecurities, what are your insecurities, or something that you used to be insecure about but aren't now? Oh my gosh, okay. Well, I would say insecurity for sure, and I mean, I think most girls, is usually a common theme, is like body image stuff. Obviously, I've talked about that before, and it's just like something I think about every day. I think like I am constantly trying to work towards this healthier relationship with my body. Like, I'm really hard on myself. Like I think it doesn't help having to like be on videos and like take pictures for my job every day, because I definitely feel like you're more hyper focused on it because you're looking at yourself all the time and like seeing what you look like. So it's just more in your face kind of. So in a way that's good because it motivates me to like take care of myself, and I'm like, okay, I gotta like keep it together or else I could probably be pretty lazy. But it's like, how do you get motivated to take care of your body, eat well, you know, move, exercise, and do it in a way that all like makes you happy and really feels good and doesn't feel like pressure or like you're doing it because you have to look a certain way, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So I think like, yeah, just body image is a tough one. I do really love my body and I have a lot of admiration for it, but I also am insecure about it too. So I would say my legs would be one for sure. It's usually like where I carry most of my weight, or like where my weight will go first. And even at my like leanest moments in my life, my legs are just, that's just like where I carry most of my weight. So that's a hard one. I try not to like trip out about it too much, but I do, you know, get insecure about them, especially like in shorts or bathing suits or things. That's just like something that I focus on sometimes and I don't love. So those, and then definitely my hair, which I've always talked about. I have fine and thin hair, and my hair, it's not that fine and thin. It's pretty fine and thin, but like, I just wish it was thicker. It's just something that I really like. So yeah, I ever wish I stayed single longer? No, not at all. I think like Hunter came into my life right at the perfect time and I was totally ready for it emotionally, mentally. I feel like that was my plan, and it worked out perfectly. I think like everything works out exactly how it should. And if you're like in a season of life where you're single and you feel like, oh my God, I'm glad I'm single, or, you know, I should stay single for, you know, my personal growth for a couple years longer, then totally go with that, you know? I think that's great. That I look at when Hunter came into my life, it was, you know, essentially you're finding like a super close friend, or almost like just somebody you really like bond with and connect with. And over time, like the romance and the, you know, the fact of like, you know, being together becomes like less and less of a focus. It's definitely, you're like just really focused on like the partnership and the relationship and friendship. And I would say that was just something I was definitely like needing in my life, and something I value so much. I just like adore him and I value our relationship so much, and I think it's such a big part of who I am, and he has helped me in who I've become, and I would say vice versa. And we just really enjoy each other, and that's just kind of how it went down. So I would say just let things come and go as they are. I don't ever wish that I was like single for longer. I think if I was wishing I was single for longer, then I probably wouldn't be with the right person. Please address cellulite and how to deal with cellulite. Oh my gosh, I don't know how to deal with it. Girl, I got it too. It's all over the back of my legs and my butt and my tummy, anywhere where I kind of like carry my weight. I feel like it's just like kind of a part of, you know, the body though, and just like, don't worry about it. You know, if you're like, I would say like, just focus on like taking care of yourself from like a mental health perspective. Make sure you're moving your body. And if you're like treating yourself well and taking care of yourself, then there's no reason to like feel bad or insecure about like anything like that. Just kind of rock it, you know, like trust me, I've got it all over my body too, and I just kind of go with it, you know. I know I'm like doing what I should, I'm taking care of myself, so don't trip. Do I ever need time away from Hunter? I love my hubby, but sometimes I just need a minute. Absolutely. I'm definitely more of the introvert out of the two, so I like spending time alone, and I'm just really vocal about that. So actually one of my girlfriends I met recently taught me a really good system that I really like, and I think you just have to be, first of all, really upfront and vocal that you are maybe somebody that like needs alone time, or, you know, I don't know. So for instance, she came up with this like kind of, it's called like a coin system, or like think of like a banking system. Like you are a bank and you have you wake up every day and you have 3 coins in your bank, okay, to give. And that's like your energy that you have to like interact with people and give and all that. So there's 3 coins. So if I'm like at the end of the day and Hunter's wanting to chat, interact and all that stuff, and he's just like, is everything okay? Are you good? You're kind of quiet. Like, I'm out of coins. I got no coins left to give. And he's like, oh, okay, I get it. So I explained the banking system to him, and he knows. And then I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna go watch some YouTube videos by myself. The other day I went to work out by myself. He didn't come. He had some other things to do, but I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna go work out by myself. And yeah, I think you just have to say like, I just need nothing personal at all. I'm just gonna go maybe, you know, do a few errands by myself. I need to like zone out, but you guys should definitely be talking about that out loud, so that you can safely just be like, whenever you need some alone time, you're good, and you can just like say whenever you need that, you know? How to not be discouraged when you're 26 and still very single. Oh my God, girl, 26 is young. Like, you have so much time. I feel like I would not even be worrying at all. First of all, we just went through a global pandemic, so give yourself just a little pat on the back. You're doing fine. Don't even worry about it. You have so long, for like years to date and find somebody. And I would say don't even focus on it. Just like focus on what you're doing, your job, your career, your friends, family, and just like how can you thrive, and the right person is gonna come into your life eventually, I promise you, when you're least expecting it probably too. What do you do to keep a healthy mindset and avoid comparison while being on social media? Oh my gosh, I was actually just talking to a girlfriend about this the other night, because I had one of those moments where I don't know, I was just, you know, having like a down day, and I was on Instagram and I saw, you know, some account, some girl, probably in like a bathing suit, and I started to feel like really bad about myself. And especially like when I'm in a mindset right now, like we're going to the beach in about a month, and I'm like really trying to just like eat my best and sleep a lot and, you know, move my body a ton and just be really like the healthiest version of me that I can be, so I can feel really confident when I'm there. And it just instantly made me feel like, okay, like you're a loser. And which is so stupid, because it's so funny how you can be literally thriving and doing all of like everything that you're most capable of, and then you can see one other person, you compare yourself, and you just like talk yourself down basically. So I pretty much got in this black hole where I was like, it starts to become like, I think on social media, kind of addicting. Like you're like, great, like who else can I see or look at that will just make me feel even worse? And it's just kind of like this snowball effect. And then finally at the end, I was like, okay, pretty sure I feel like absolute piece of shit now, and I can put my phone down. So it's really toxic behavior, and usually that doesn't happen to me that often. And I actually, despite social media being my job, I actually try to not look through my feed that much, which is hard because I really want to like interact with other people, see what's going on. I want to support friends and stuff, but I just find that it is not, I don't know, life-giving. I noticed too, it's more of like the pictures than it is the stories. Stories, I feel like, to me, stories is like YouTube. It's like you're getting to see a real person, you get to hear from them, talk to them, they're a real person, right? But photos and images, you can really like create these like fantasies in your head about like what it is on social media. And I just have to say, you guys, from meeting so many people in real life that I also follow on social media, because coming into this job, you know, you start to connect with more people in the industry, and they're like, oh, let's, you know, meet up. So I've met, you know, a couple of people in the industry, I would say several, and most of the time I have this like built up fantasy in my head of like what they are from what I see on their Instagram. And then when I meet them in person, I'm like, oh, they're just like, all of that is like stripped away, and I'm like, they're just like a normal, cool person. They're not like, you kind of put people on this pedestal, right, when you see them online, and I do that too. And then you meet them in person and you're like, oh, they're just like totally normal person with emotions, feelings, they're human, they are not this like thing that I'm viewing from afar that I think is just like so magical. So that's comforting, and just keep that in mind, that like, you know, you think like you're seeing someone online and they're like perfect and they're so this way and everything. No, they're just like you or your best friend. They're normal for the most part, okay? Maybe not like freaking Kylie Jenner, whatever, but she's like carved out of plastic. So anyways, but I don't know. I think I just really try to stop scrolling whenever that happens, take a little break and go back to my family, my friends that really like love me for who I am and support me and make me feel loved and that I'm a good person, because that's actually what matters in your life, not literally images on an app. I mean, I know, trust me, I love Instagram and I love learning about like beauty products and clothes and fashion. It's so much fun. But in terms of like who you are, just remember there's such a big world outside of Instagram and social media that is like so life-giving. And I think the more of that you have to supplement, you can like really build your confidence to be able to go online and scroll through and feel good about who you are. So don't question yourself and make sure your real life, you're building it up with lots of good friendships, relationships, and love that make you feel really good about yourself, you know? Because online is like kind of it's a weird place, you know? And just don't let your head go into too much of like fantasy land, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know if I'm even making sense or if that even helps, but I hope you guys enjoyed that little girl chat, and we'll definitely do more. I think they're really fun. I feel like I've started to do them more often, like maybe once a month, and they're cute and fun. I love to do them. So we'll do more. And I love you guys. You can check out REN Skincare down below. My skin is feeling like so calm and nice and glowy and fresh, and we love it. Love to see it, especially if you're into clean skincare. Check them out, and I'll see you in our next video. I think we have another vlog. We're doing about 2 vlogs a week right now, so you're gonna follow along our Nashville move. We share pretty much our whole life there. So yeah, love you guys. Bye.